Hello and welcome to my channel. Guys, I feel like I haven't made a video in so long, but it's actually only been a week. Time just flies. I am here today to chat about some fun stuff, but before we get into it, if you haven't been to my channel before, my name is Abby and I teach on essential oils. I also eat vegan food and chat a lot about creative inspiration and acting. So if that stuff sounds good to you, then stick around. I have my cup of coffee, so you guys go get yourself a beverage, a cup of tea, cup of coffee, whatever sounds good to you, and meet me back for some fun conversation. So in honor of Valentine's Day, and I know it was 10 days ago now, wait, no, it was 2 weeks ago. Oh my gosh. Like, time really flies when you're having fun. Okay, it has been 2 weeks since Valentine's Day, but it is still February, so I feel like I still have permission to make Valentine's Day themed videos from the Valentine's Day permission people. Anywho, we're gonna be chatting today about what it's like to be married to someone who's also creative, someone who is an artist, who's a musician, and what that dynamic is like and what some of the awesome things about that are and what some of the challenges can be when you're married to another artsy-fartsy human. So yeah, let's get into it. This is gonna be really fun. So my intention was actually to get my husband Mike on here today, but that didn't happen. Scheduling issues, which is something I am gonna touch on in this video. But yeah, basically I decided just to do it by myself because our schedules are so crazy that I knew it wasn't gonna happen with us getting us both on here. Like, that wasn't a practicality. So you're gonna have to just deal with me talking about it today. Maybe we'll get him on the show at a future date. That would be super fun. Let me know in the comments if you would like to meet Mike, and I will make sure to get him on for an episode in the future. For those of you who don't know, my husband is called Mike and he is a musician. I am an actor, and I want to talk about some of the good things first, some of the really cool things about that dynamic. And if you guys have a creative partner, I would love for you to comment that in the comment section and let me know your experience with this, because this is just my personal experience. I find that being married to someone who is creative has so many blessings to it. Like, we really understand the way that one another thinks because we're both creative, artsy people. So we have that shared, like we both use that side of our brain for the majority of the time. So that's really cool, just understanding one another and understanding the way that one another thinks. And this was something that was really significant for my husband, actually, because he often felt like people didn't understand what he would say or the way that he thought until he met me. Other than like his close family, I was one of the only other people that he met who really understood like everything he was trying to explain and exactly where he was coming from. And so that's definitely one of the things that really bonded us and connected us when we first met. Another great thing is just understanding one another's jobs. So we both have creative jobs and creative lifestyles, so we understand like the challenges that come with that in terms of schedules and time that we have to invest into those things, and even money that we have to invest into those things sometimes. So we definitely have a lot of understanding and a lot of grace for one another, which is awesome. And I don't know if it would be the same if we were married to other people who weren't creative. I think maybe it would be a little bit more difficult for them to understand the challenges that come with living that creative lifestyle. I can only imagine, because I don't know, I haven't experienced that, so that's just speculation. But I think the fact that we are both creative and artsy really helps with understanding the challenges we deal with on a daily basis. Another thing that I think is really awesome about both being creative is that we can both really inspire one another. So we're both ideas people. We love having ideas and creating things, and so we can definitely like mutually inspire one another in our creative arts. And I think that's really fun, and it's been a really cool experience. And there's definitely been times when I've not felt inspired to work on my creativity, and he has kicked my butt into action and been like, hey, you have these goals, you have these things that you say you want to do, and you have to work towards them, and really helped me to gain perspective in times when I was not being as diligent with my creative side of myself as I could have been. And that was actually so helpful. It was really what I needed to hear. And so I think that can be something that is really awesome about having a creative partner. Another thing that I really love about having a creative partner is just the fact that we often share similar tastes and similar likes and interests and dislikes and similar activities that we like to do, because we're creative and we're artsy. So that's definitely one of the things that really connected us when we first started dating. We liked the same kinds of movies. We liked similar kinds of music. We just had similar interests and tastes and things in common. And that just makes for a really strong friendship and a lot to talk about and a lot to enjoy together. So that's awesome. This is a very supportive relationship. Because we're both going after similar things, we're both wanting to pursue careers in the arts, we're both working as musicians and as actors, there is this mutual support and this mutual cheerleading that happens. We're both one another's biggest fans, and that is just really, really awesome and so exciting. And when we see the other person win or make a win in something, it feels like we've made a win, like together. Like it feels like a team sport, and that is so much fun. Another really fun thing about being married to a creative person is we're both really quirky. We're both kind of weird, kind of like out there, and I don't know if that's what it's like for everybody, but for us that makes our relationship super fun, because we're both just kind of goofy, and it just adds a lot of laughter into our relationship and a lot of joy that, yeah, I don't know if we would have that if we weren't kind of a little strange, if you know what I mean. So yeah. Now for some of the more challenging aspects of being married or being with a creative, artistic type. And I think one of the top challenges for this is scheduling and timetables. Even though we definitely have grace for one another because we understand what it's like we both have similar career paths that we're on, it is still a challenge working out those schedules because we do have very different schedules. And if we then have a project that we're working on, then that can just, our whole schedule will change. So we definitely work on a day-to-day, week-by-week basis. Like it gets a little tricky to plan things ahead because we sometimes don't know what the next week or the next day is going to look like. And so for us, that has not been the biggest issue because we're both very spontaneous people. So we've been able to kind of just like roll with the punches. But I know for a lot of people that can be really challenging, especially if you're someone who likes a lot of structure and who likes to plan things very thoroughly. This could be something tricky. Another thing that can be tricky is money. Because we're both creative, neither of us wants to be tied down permanently to a stable, solid 9-to-5 job. So we end up just, it feels like a bit of a tag team effort in terms of making money. We both do have part-time jobs that we use to supplement our income with, but it is tricky because we've got to find jobs that are flexible with our schedules. We've got to make sure that we're both between us making enough money, and when one of us takes time off work to do a project, that the other one is going to be making enough money to cover those weeks. So there's a lot of kind of tag teaming when it comes to making money, and I would say we both do our equal share to bring home the bread, which is really great. But it definitely is a little bit more of a challenge because I think it would be easier financially if one of us was just on a very steady career path route and the other one was creative and a little bit more unstable. But because we're both in those worlds, it can definitely be a fun juggling game. Thankfully, I do get a lot of paid work. So when I take time off to do acting, it is majority of the time paid work that I'm doing. So I'm not just taking time off and then not bringing in any income. But it still yeah, it's still tricky. And for Mike being in a band, they get paid, but it all goes into the band pot to create albums and create music. So I know it's gonna take quite a long time for him to really see an income from what he's doing. And that is totally okay. Like, we knew that going into our marriage, and we're totally fine with that. But it's just one of those realities, and something I wanted to talk about, just if you are wanting to get a creative partner or creative husband or wife, just something to bear in mind, that money is going to be something that you're going to have to compromise on at times, and something that you're going to have to juggle with your creative pursuits. Another challenge can be just making sure that we get enough time together. Because of our conflicting schedules and because of the amount of time we spend on our art, prioritizing time together is definitely something that we have to work at. It doesn't happen by itself. We have to really put aside time for that. So it's not super tough right now, but I think it's going to become even trickier when Mike starts touring. So yeah, it's definitely one of those things that we have to deal with, and just part of the cost of living a creative lifestyle. And the last challenge that I wanted to talk about was just when one of you starts having a lot of success in an area and the other one is not. This is something that I think we handle really well. We definitely are one another's biggest cheerleaders, but this is something that we've had to prioritize encouraging one another, and prioritize having a positive mindset. Because if one of you, there are different times for us where one of us will be doing better in our arts than the other one, and it kind of is like a ping pong game, like it goes backwards and forwards between the two of us. But during those times when your partner is doing really well in their art, and you're maybe, feel like you've got a blank wall, or you're stuck, or you're in a more difficult place with your creative process, that could easily get discouraging, or could cause some unhealthy comparison or even insecurity to go on. So that is something that I think as creative people, you need to make sure that you stay supportive and stay with a team mentality. A win for the team is a win for both of you. A lose for the team is a lose for both of you. And I think that is really helpful and keeps your relationship healthy, and takes that competitive element out of it. So I would love to hear from you guys about your experience if you're in a relationship or have been in a relationship with a creative person, because I think that these things are things that are so great to talk about, and I would really love to hear your guys' point of view. And lastly, I wanted to show you guys some fun, like romantic pampering products that you can make with essential oils, like a fun DIY. And so some of the things that I'm going to show you how to make is a Cupid Shuffle bath salt, and this is super relaxing bath salt. It smells beautiful, it makes you feel beautiful. I really love this. We're also going to be making a like an essential oil perfume blend, and this is really great. Often when we're around our partners, we want to smell good for them, but a lot of the synthetic perfumes that we use can really mess up our hormones as women. And so having something natural that smells just as good, if not better, than those synthetic perfumes is so much healthier for your body and your endocrine system, and can really help balance your mood, as well as just making you smell absolutely delicious. So this is a great blend. And then we're also going to make a fun linen spray called Happily Ever After, and this is a great spray to just spray on your linen to make it smell really nice and just set the mood if you're going to have a romantic evening in. So I want to show you guys how to make these because I really love these products, and I'm going to talk through the oils that I've used while I'm showing you how to make them and why I've chosen those oils. I've also linked in the description the recipe and where you can get the labels for these products. You can get them from a site called livenaturallytools.com. This is some friends of mine make these labels. They're really beautiful, definitely worth checking out. And if you are interested in getting any of these oils and trying out making your own Valentine's Day products at home, then just check out the link in the description. It links to my website and you can find more details there. Or pop me an email if you have questions, because I love answering questions. So let's get into it. So I chose wild orange and bergamot because these are both very calming oils and uplifting oils that help us feel grounded and happy. Cedarwood is also a very calming oil, and patchouli and ylang ylang are actually aphrodisiacs, which are great for Valentine's Day. Lavender is really nice for calming our minds and shutting down mind chatter. So for this perfume blend, I chose Serenity because this is a blend that really helps to reduce stress. Cinnamon bark because it helps to support healthy libido, and balance, which is grounding and reduces mood swings. So for the linen spray, I chose to use jasmine because it's helpful for PMS, low libido, and fertility. Bergamot is a very uplifting oil. Coriander supports healthy energy levels. Geranium helps to balance hormones, and ylang ylang is, of course, that aphrodisiac. Hey guys, that was so much fun just making those products with you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and I would love to hear your thoughts and comments in the comment section, and any ideas for future videos would also be really welcome. Have a great day, guys. I will speak to you soon. Bye.